This is my multimodal part of my final. I'm doing a podcast for my open form essay. So this is by Hannah Jenkins for Dr. Sheiker-Bailey, English W131, Essay 1, Trying Out. The year was 2014, and I was heading into 8th grade at Northside Middle School, and the anticipation was bubbling inside me. I've always been a nervous person. New situations tend to frighten me when I am not fully aware of the activities that will be taking place. But if I knew I held my head high and walked with confidence, the nervous feeling would soon fade away. Going into 8th grade, I was a tall and lanky 14-year-old who quite hadn't reached the peak of puberty. My legs were extremely long and my arms were very short. I had the muscle mass of a toothpick. But I guess that's what middle school coaches are looking for nowadays for the middle hitter position. I was thrilled with the opportunity to be even approached, especially by the head coach. Volleyball tryouts took the span of 5 days. The first 5 days of school, to be exact. And let me tell you, being a girl with extreme nervousness and anxiety, juggling a new sport and a new school schedule was a struggle, to say the least. But things became easier. I ended up getting my hopes up for becoming a member of the Northside volleyball team because when the final day came along, my name fell short of the list. I was devastated, embarrassed. I felt like everything had gone wrong and there was nothing I could do to change it. Not making the team killed my self-confidence. And as I look back on it today, I could have changed my whole view of the situation. I could have realized that I was giving myself more time to improve and better time to understand the game. Fast forward to high school. From this perspective, middle school was a breeze, with a few lumps and bumps here and there. I had come to realize that I had put way too much emotional energy into believing I wasn't good enough to try again. And if I had got knocked down once, I wasn't going to be able to get back up and start again. That mentality really knocked me down and put me in a neutral state, not going backwards nor heading forward in a new direction. High school isn't such a drastic change from middle school as you'd expect. It's just a bigger campus and a lot more students roaming around the hallways, which can seem intimidating, but it really isn't compared from the transition from elementary school to middle school. But you get the point. My freshman and sophomore year were quite boring, nothing really to announce. But my junior year is when things really were about to change. I was once again faced with the opportunity to try out for the volleyball team. Now, the process of becoming a member of the volleyball team was far more complex than your average middle school team. You were expected to dedicate 5 days of the week, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Monday through Friday, to volleyball during the summer. During those days of the week, you worked on improving your volleyball skills and overall strength. Then you were prepared to try out and that took place the last week of summer. When this time rolled around, I was anxious and nervous for the outcome of my hard work. Had I shown improvement? Did I have what it took to be a member of the team? During that week, we had 2-a-day tryout practices. In the morning, we would do drills and footwork, and in the evenings, we would scrimmage and play the game of volleyball that I had come to dearly love. 5 days of intense workouts and giving it all I had, and it all came down to that last day. While waiting in the hallway with all of my friends, my number was called into the locker room to be directed to a sheet of paper that had my corresponding number on it. I had done it. I had finally made the team. My hard work and dedication paid off in the long run, and I felt more accomplished than ever. The volleyball season lasted from early August to late November. During that time, I endured practice every night, home and away games twice a week, and multiple team bonding activities. While balancing school and work and a part-time job, I learned many life lessons as the season continued. I learned that school and health are always the main priority, and sports should never come before those two things. While juggling the two, I came across a few bumps. While at away games, I didn't have time to finish homework and I was getting very little sleep and my grades were starting to get affected by it. I knew that school had to be the main priority. I couldn't let my future be affected by a sport that I wasn't planning on continuing in the future. I finished my junior year of volleyball and continued on with the year. Everything went smoothly. I finished the year with some of my best friends and teammates I could have ever asked for. The summer rolled around and the same routine continued, and I made the executive decision that I wasn't going to continue playing volleyball. My grades needed to be my main priority, and I wanted to focus on my future and graduating with honors and having the best senior year possible. I feel like really shows my character strongly. I know when I need to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. This is a mature aspect of my personality. I know how different situations can affect a person in their future. The situation on the volleyball team in middle school and high school really showed me how I grew as a person. I didn't let a small thing like getting cut from a team in 8th grade affect me in the long run. Sounds dramatic, I know. But I wouldn't have overcome a struggle if I hadn't been through the hardship in the first place. But look at where I am now, making decisions that positively affect my future. A future that can only go up from here.